Brock Lesnar had a tractor and he broke the freaking ring. Oh, what am I supposed to say? How was I supposed to be ready for that in any way, shape, or form? The answer was, I wasn't. Great job, Triple H. Great job, WWE. I enjoyed last night to a T. I am going to be surprised if any serious complaints come out of my mouth during this video. Let's try to do this. How's everyone doing? It's your boy here, Apollo from Down, Down, Up, Up. Happy last day of July. Guess what? The summer is not over, despite the fact that we just had SummerSlam take place. And what a ride that was. I obviously had a great time. I hope you did too. If you watched the show, if you haven't, I would recommend it. It's one of the best WWE pay-per-views this year so far, although that's not saying too much considering the state of things. Before last night, oh, I'm happy, and we're going to try to run this thing down and do our best, so let's go. Okay, aside from the wrestling, the minor stuff that was on the show, the stupid Maximum Models did a water ad that I'm pretty sure my friend and I muted, and thankfully everyone else was out of the room, so we didn't have to put up with any whining and complaining. I can't stand them. I couldn't care less for the comedy. I don't like any of it, so that's my opinion on that quickly, but they were on the show. Drew McIntyre came out to cut a promo and took a hilarious shot at another Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns match. You had to be there, but it was very funny. And Seth Rollins did indeed show up, but not for a match. Instead, Riddle came out of the crowd halfway-ish through the show and yelled for Rollins despite not being medically cleared. Rollins came out, they had a kerfuffle, a curb stomp to Riddle, and that was really it. More to the point, the crowd got to enjoy Seth Rollins coming out, hitting a stomp, and singing to the music, which is probably what a lot of people just wanted in general. So no surprise match, but considering the length of this show, I really don't think we would have had time for it, and because a rumor I've already heard that Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan was cut short. So take what you will out of that, but I don't think we needed the match. We had surprises already, so let's just try to work with that enough. I believe that was it for side things. I could be wrong. Oh yes, Kane showed up to announce the attendance. He did his pyro. That was entertaining. Titus O'Neil on the kickoff, I believe, gave some Nashville charities some donations and custom-made belts, so cute little moment there. And aside from that, the only other thing on the kickoff besides a lot of this, instead of this, was the Mystery Man, which we have seen the vignettes for on Raw, finally finished his little statement, I am coming tonight. So we all instantly knew what was going to happen because of that, which made me really regret one of my predictions until I got what I wanted and I enjoyed it. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Now let's try to get into the show. So we kicked off with what I believe was most appropriate because we knew we were not going to kick off with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, despite them being the big SummerSlam package coming from last year's SummerSlam. But we kicked off with Bianca, Belair, and Becky Lynch, who their program started last year at SummerSlam in hilarious fashion that upset many except me. But because I knew we were going to do stories. This match was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a different story, a different feel compared to the WrestleMania match. I was honestly just a little bit worried when this got announced thinking, oh, I really hope this doesn't bum out like their Extreme Rules match, like their match at Extreme Rules last year, because it sucked. But it wasn't. It didn't suck tonight. It was great, as a matter of fact. It wasn't as good as WrestleMania because, again, I have to give props. Their match at WrestleMania was the best women's match at WrestleMania I've ever seen so far. I look forward to any trying to top that in the next few years. But it was good. Becky worked on the arm a lot. It was a little bit different of a vibe there. Although it really didn't stop Bianca a lot from hitting some of her best power moves. KOD on the outside was a big surprise to me and really started to get me worried of where we were going with this. But no. Bianca survived the manhandle slam. Even though Becky looked like she was about to get one from the top, which you would think would for sure end it. Bianca held her own. Second KOD. Bianca Belair pins Becky Lynch clean to retain the Raw Women's Championship. Props to Bianca Belair. Her championship reign this year is going past SummerSlam, but we weren't done. No, we were not. No, we were not. Okay, so afterwards, this is where things really took the right direction, because Becky Lynch shook Bianca's hand and did not at all attack her. Becky Lynch is back on the face train. The best decision that could have come out of all this. I knew there were rumors. I was a little bit skeptical, but thinking it makes sense. Triple H might do it. Smart, brains, etc. And they did. Even though, still not done, because then, Bayley, over a year without Bayley. Pissed me off. But Bayley came out, and not much has really changed with her, especially with her heel music, heel look, etc., etc. Bayley's back, but she didn't come alone, because despite the crowd and myself going crazy with happiness, Dakota Kai came out. Where this has come from, I have no idea, but major props for bringing Dakota Kai back. This is her home, damn it. She has established herself enough in NXT, and now a hell of a debut with Bayley, which I love the pairing out of nowhere. And I love the announcer putting it over. Oh, I don't even think she has a WWE contract right now. It's like, you'll love it. But we weren't done, because then Io Shirai came out. Oh, we haven't seen her in such a long time. So many people were worried she's not going to re-sign, but guess where she is now? She's in a stable with Dakota Kai and Bayley. Oh, just fantastic stuff. And yes, I believe her name has been changed, because I guess we just can't stop doing this. Io Sky, I think, is her new name. I'll just live with it for now, you know? Here's the thing. You gotta balance more the good against the bad, and we have in this case, so fine. It's still Io, she's still great, and she is in a hell of a trio right now. They came, they were ready to conquer Bianca Belair, but Becky Lynch gets back in the ring and stares them down, and that was enough for the new stable to retreat. Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair holding them off. Face turn confirmed. I cannot wait to see where the story is going to go with them for the next few months, because this was some good stuff starting the freaking evening off. I'll say that. Mwah! Delicious toast. Okay, what was next? Because I have the order here and I'm just going to keep forgetting. Logan Paul and The Miz was next. This was fun too. Again, Logan Paul exceeding my expectations for what he's going to do. Miz coming out with Maurice and Ciampa, and what was really funny that got me was that Miz had a Miz card around his neck like Logan Paul did with the Pokemon card, and Miz put it over. That was funny. It was even funnier how it was used later in the match, but we'll get to it. Logan Paul in this arena didn't sound like he was getting booed to oblivion, so that was lucky for their sake, and I'm enjoying him in WWE. Again, the nice thing is I'm not a big social media jockey. I don't really know Logan Paul apart from what he's doing in WWE right now too well, and I think that's probably for the best. So the match itself, fun stuff. These two knew what they were doing, and Logan Paul outshined again. I loved his blockbuster. The freaking table spot was great. And even though Ciampa looked like he was going to be taking care of all the interference, AJ Styles came out. Hey, pay-per-view, damn it. We got some people coming, whether or not they're wrestling or not. AJ Styles sent Mr. Ciampa to the gallows, and out of the arena you go. And then when it comes to the finish, I was worried. This one I was worried. This was the celebrity match I was worried about. But I just went with the same method WrestleMania. Pick the celebrities for the most part. In this case, I picked both. We'll get to McAfee later. But Miz was going to go for the card. I assumed to Logan Paul's throat. Paul moved, and Miz caught Maurice, and then Logan Paul hits the skull-crushing finale on the Miz and pins him with it. Logan Paul beats Miz with his own move, and that's going to be a Cloud9 feeling right there. Yeah, you couldn't have Logan Paul lose here, in my opinion. Maybe his next pay-per-view match he'll lose. Maybe he's not done with the Miz right now. And if I'm being honest, that's probably for the best. I think Logan Paul and Miz should work with each other as much as possible for the rest of the year. Get that confidence going. But this was fun. Logan Paul picking up the win. Third on the card match that I think we can all agree we cared least about. Bobby Lashley in Theory for the United States title. It was short. It was fine. And it ended as it should. Lashley gets the Hurt Lock in, taps out Theory. I was a bit worried with this. If you remember my prediction, I predicted that Lashley would retain the title. I was a bit nervous about saying he'd win because I thought this would get a screwy DQ or something, or maybe Theory would just leave saying, I'm not going to put my energy into this. I got plans later with the briefcase. But hurt lock. Boom. You're tapping. Out. Outed. Like urine. Bobby Lashley retained the United States Championship, and all was well. Number 4 on the list, the no disqualification tag team match. Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damian Priest with Rhea Ripley, taking on the Mysterios. And again, this was short. I don't even think this went 10 minutes. There was a little bit of the DQ stuff, a few chair shots maybe. I was really annoyed that it turned into a tag team match all of a sudden instead of, a tornado tag because it's no DQ. But right when the Mysterios looked like they had the advantage with the double 619, Rhea Ripley ruined that, and Judgment Day were about to turn it around, especially with chairs. But then the lights went out and you knew what was happening. And then in some kind of like techno version of the Broods theme, Edge came out looking fresh. And he was not here to reconcile with Judgment Day. Spear, boom, 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 619, splash. Rey Mysterio pins Finn Balor. I believe he pinned Finn Balor to get the win for the Mysterios. Edge stares them as they run cowardly down the ramp. And that takes care of that. Hey, if I knew that we were going to get a video on the kickoff of the mystery person saying I'm coming tonight, I would have picked the Mysterios without a shadow of a doubt. So there you go. I'll take the lost pick there because Edge is back and the crowd enjoy it. And I'm glad I don't have to wait for next year to have Edge back. So, delicious. Where are we going now, though? Back to celebrities. Pat McAfee, bum-ass Corbin. McAfee had a choir sing bum-ass Corbin to the ring, which was hilarious, and then they sung him to the ring. And then they had a good little match. This one did not pot me as much as Logan Paul and The Miz for the most part of the match. But then you get to the finish, and the ref takes a bump. Immediately, I'm regretting my life choices picking McAfee, but then you see where this is going. McAfee gets a field goal right in Corbin's nuts, just like Corbin got him on SmackDown with, hits a gorgeous ace of spades from the top rope, and that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Pat McAfee pins Happy Corbin and gets the big fat dub. Picking the celebrities paying off for this show. The crowd was into it. I was into it. It was also great hearing Michael Cole stand up for him the entire time. The only minus is Corey Graves had to stay on commentary freaking the rest of the show. Get his ass out of here. Out. We didn't even have McAfee to call the main event. That's another thing that really put me down. Garbage. All right, 3 matches left. Okay, now here's the thing. Usos Street Profits. This is one time where I'm going to pat myself on the back for this because guess what? I did my predictions here without watching SmackDown. I wish I had the time to do it opposite because once the Usos got the super kick on Jarrett, I'm thinking, no, Jarrett's not going to cost them. This is a red herring. If anything, the Usos are keeping the titles. So I changed my pick the night of. I did pick the Usos to retain the titles. And in a fun match, I'll say it though, it wasn't as good as their match at Money in the Bank. I'm sorry to put them down, but maybe these two teams just don't have what New Day and Usos had with each other. It's not going to just keep getting better throughout the year, to be honest. But if this is the last one, this is the last one, because the Street Profits, again, threw about everything they had, and then some. But the Usos just took care of business. Ford gets thrown over the barricade, 1D to Dawkins, and 1, 2, 3. That's it. Usos keep the titles. And job's a job. We'll see what happens now, but Profits just couldn't be given it one more time, at least not here. If they somehow get another shot at Clash of the Castle, I might pick them again and stick with it. But for now, Bloodline, baby. Now the SmackDown Women's title match. Again, the rumor was this was cut short. I'm not too sure if that bothers me because, frankly, these two got right to the point and I didn't have a problem with it. Ronda's putting in the work and the submissions, and Liv is looking like she's in pain and ready to tap most of the match. But it's Ronda Rousey. Isn't that the expectation? It's Ronda Rousey. I was surprised that Liv held out for those arm bars, though, getting to the ropes. Making her look good. Like, that's fantastic. And then, of course, Ronda is not letting go of that armbar. And Liv was able to get those shoulders down. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan retains. Liv Morgan did it. And I was so happy to see it. But not without some controversy that we all had a feeling was coming one way or another. Not interference. No Charlotte. No Bayley. Nothing like that. But the referee, as he was counting the 3 on Ronda's shoulders, missed Liv Morgan tapping out on Ronda's foot before the 3 count. So there's some controversy for you. Ronda was pissed. She took out Liv after the match. She took out the referee. And that was that. But the crowd was popping great when she took out the referee. So I was happy for that. Because I don't want to boo Ronda Rousey because I don't like Ronda Rousey. I want to boo Ronda Rousey because she's going to be despicable and take care of business. Like to see it. This worked for me. I didn't have any complaints because this is the kind of stuff I was expecting. And Liv Morgan is still the champion and she's pinned Ronda Rousey twice. So great. Awesome. I'm a Liv Morgan fan and a happy one. Speaking of happy, main event time. Oh, sweet mother of mercy. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, last man standing. By far the best Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns match I've ever seen. It rectified everything that felt wrong about the WrestleMania match this year. Even though that match wasn't bad, but it wasn't a WrestleMania match. It by far was not a WrestleMania main event match. But this was great. They beat each other up all over the arena. Tables, pans, suffering, and a tractor. Brock Lesnar brought a freaking tractor to the ring. He stood in the cup of it, introduced himself, and then jumped on Roman to start the match. I'm going to miss tons of spots during this, but you just have to sit and enjoy this for what it is. And it's a madhouse, an absolute madhouse. Madhouse, man. Brock gets Roman a lot in the ring as we get closer to the halfway point of this, really. But Roman just keeps getting up. We get to the freaking outside, and the Usos are coming down, but Brock's taking care of all that. Heyman is just completely out of it, gives Brock the belts, sarcastically announces him the winner, and Paul Heyman gets F5 through the announce table. Hilarious! I can't believe Heyman took a bump, but it was worth it. And then finally, after maybe the 3rd or 4th spear, both men are down. A-Town. Down. Theory comes running out with the briefcase, and I was thinking for sure, okay, even though, and I guess I forgot to mention this, I don't know how I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, yes, the ring at this point is like sitting up halfway because Brock Lesnar just decided to use the tractor to lift it up, and the visual, man, you have to look at the visuals during this match. It's ridiculous. Everybody I've seen reacting just doesn't know how to process this, including myself. It was bonkers. But Theory comes out ready to cash in, and I'm thinking, we don't really have a ring for you to pin anyone in, but like, okay, if he's cashing in, is this now a triple threat last man standing match? Is that a thing? I don't know. But not quite. I was ready for Theory to lose that briefcase tonight, but even though he got to hit Roman with it, he got F5 from Lesnar on the floor and never recovered, and the briefcase did not get cashed in. Amazing! I thought for sure it was going to get thrown down the toilet, but Triple H, you gave the tease that we were all expecting, but Theory still has the briefcase, and things can be rectified with that briefcase, whether or not it stays with Theory. Because after this, I'm not sure if he's just going to tease to cash in again at Clash of the Castle, or if he's going to do his own program with Dolph Ziggler for a bit. I don't know. We'll see what we get. But back to the match. Brock Lesnar, when he took out Theory, he took his eye off the ball one too many times because the Usos made sure this was going to be it. Double super kick, spear, shots with the belt. Roman Reigns is making sure Lesnar's staying down, but he just won't. He got up like 4 more times. And then enough was enough. Time to end this. Brock Lesnar gets buried with everything around that area, parts of the announce table, you name it. And the referee counts the 10, and Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship. The Undisputed Universal Championship, whatever it's called. But, yeah, that was unbelievable. The whole evening was great, and then we got that. It was crazy. Fantastic. An amazing SummerSlam. The Bloodline win. They walk out. You were honestly wondering in the back of your head, is someone else going to come out after what we just saw here? But no, that was it. That was it. Theory still has a briefcase. Brock Lesnar loses again. And surely this looks like it's over. But who knows? Who knows? I had a great time. I had a great time with SummerSlam. You gotta see what Brock Lesnar does to the ring. It's ridiculous. That's it. That's it. I'm done. I need some emotional time off from this nonsense. I don't know when I'm going to see you guys next. I'm hoping we can do maybe a few movie reviews of something this summer, but I'm just not sure yet what the mood is. If you have any suggestions, let me know below, as well as your opinions of SummerSlam. If you've seen it or not. What was your favorite part? What are you looking forward to watching about it? Shoot down below. Like, share, subscribe. We're almost to 200 subs, baby. We're going to get there. I hope so. Maybe before the end of the summer. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely summer. Enjoy what you're doing. Keep it real.